Hey, welcome back. I've actually been supposed to record a video like all week, but I had a test. It's kind of like a final for us though, because our classes are scheduled in blocks, and so for blocks, it depends on the content that's covered, but sometimes it only lasts like 2 weeks, sometimes 4 weeks, and so on and so forth. So it was adult health, which is like Med-Surg, but it's adult health 1, so it's just the beginning part of it. So it was 2 weeks, then an exam, then another 2 weeks, and then an exam. But in the midst of that, we have like our not clinical hours, but lab hours that we have to do for practice, getting signed off for IM injections, just injections and periods, because sub-Q was on there also, and NG tubes, and I think that's it. Oh, like medication administration. So my school, we have to do like a video for it. So they give us like a scenario, and we have to go over everything, compare the MAR to the orders, or the MARs, I should say, because there's multiple. Because all of our patients, they all had a sub-Q insulin. So we had to compare the insulin MAR to the order for that, and then the regular medications, and blah, 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 right? So it was just this long process, but it had to be recorded. So they gave us this little scenario. They gave us a patient, and you have like their history, what they were brought in for, and then from there, oh my god, it smells so good. I'm making a rum cake, smells bomb. But anyways, so yeah, recorded, go in there, pretend we go over everything, verify, go to the med cart, get the meds out, verify, blah, 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 right? So the video wasn't supposed to go beyond 30 minutes. Nobody really did, as far as I know, but it's just a matter of like the anxiety, the stress, the pressure. When it gets to that date, like you can practice and practice, right? But then once you actually get there to do it and start to do it in front of the camera, then you're nervous and you're talking fast, you're forgetting to say certain things, you maybe forgot to do your hand hygiene before you cleaned off the top of the vial for the injections. It's just a bunch of little stuff, which I feel like in the actual hospital setting, you would probably take your time, slow down a little bit, make sure you do everything right. But in the video, you're so nervous about whether or not you do something right that you actually kind of screw yourself up. So we did that, and my first test for what is it called, adult health, it was tough. I can't even lie, it was tough. For my school, our pass rate for our exams and things like that is 90%. So if you get below a 90 on your tests or on your paper or on your, any assignment really, then you fail. They do kind of work with you because you're going to have to take the test again. We do get the opportunity to do it a second time around because 90% is pretty difficult to get. But we have to like go over it with our instructors, review it, figure out what we did wrong. We need to obviously study some more, clarify on some different types of concepts and different things, but you have to pretty much like start all over again if you don't pass it the right time. So the first one I didn't pass right away. I got an 86 and I needed a 90. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, I'm calling my sister, I'm all depressed. I'm like, oh my god, I didn't pass my test. And she's like, you got an 86, like what's the problem? I'm like, you don't get it. I need a 90, I failed. I need a 90, I failed. And she's like, 86 is good, like relax. Whatever. So I had to take it again. I did really well the second time around. Woo-hoo. I got it a 94, I think, the second time. 94, 96, one of those. I don't know. I passed. I wasn't tripping. I passed. So second time comes around, I'm anxious, of course, because I didn't pass it the first time. I want to make sure I understand the concepts. It's just so much material to go over. So the second test, what was covered? Cardiovascular, GI, hematology, immunology, skin and reproductive, perioperative, That's all I can think of right now. So all of those we had to go over, figure out different meds, different problems, and blah, 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 everything. It was over freaking whelming, man. Oh my gosh. It was just a lot of information to try to like really hone down on what's the focal points. Make sure you understand enough of the background of it to be able to answer some questions if they kind of throw you a curveball, or dissect the questions on the exam. Like process of elimination, of course, is extremely important, because I feel like on a nursing exam it's like they give you 4 options for your answers, right? 2 of them stupid, not even close. Then the other 2, it's like they're both right, but you all know for nursing school it's like which answer is the most correct. So you have to really break down the question, read it like 5 times, take your time, read it again, make sure you understand it correctly, say it in your head, kind of mouth it to yourself, because sometimes you can read it in your head. I don't know if you guys have ever heard this before, psychology major, you know, that you can read it in your head and you will mentally put a word in the sentence to make it correct for yourself, although it's not actually there. So you could read something real fast and in your mind you're saying, which one of these demonstrates that the patient understands their teaching, or something like that, right? But if you mouth it to yourself and slow yourself down, you can see that it says which one of these demonstrates the patient doesn't, you know, but you can kind of read over that too quickly or just take it out or whatever, vice versa. So, it was close. It was really freaking close. I got a 90%. I was like, praise the Lord, because I was praying up in there. And it's always crazy because I get like little dumb mistakes, you know? I mean, you know, they say you're not supposed to say they're dumb, but in my mind, it's like I'm just kind of stressing about it and nervous, and I'm going too quickly. I'm misunderstanding the question, because when you go over it again and you see what you got correct or incorrect, then you realize like, dang, why did I pick that? I knew this answer. I mean, we all kind of have those moments where you beat yourself up like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I got that wrong. But it's just, you know, so thankful, so thankful that I passed it. I had my Monday off. I didn't have to retake the exam. Like, whew, feeling good about it, right? I just slept all weekend, because I feel like you probably can't even tell. Look at these bags. Well, that's because last night I didn't sleep very well. But I slept all weekend because I feel like I haven't had any sleep for like the whole Med-Surg class. I feel like I haven't had no sleep at all. I just, it's been so stressful. I just was so happy to just go to bed. And I literally, on Saturday, I stayed in the bed all day. I didn't even do nothing. I didn't get up. I mean, I got up, like showered, ate, things like that. But aside from that, I did not leave the house Saturday or Sunday. I didn't leave the house until yesterday, which was Monday. So I just felt like just relieved to not have to stress about something else, to have my weekends off, to have a day off where I could just chill. Because right now, our clinical for adult health, it doesn't start until, whoa, computer, come on. Doesn't start until the end of November. November 30th is actually when our clinical starts, and then it runs through December for the most part, like the first 3 weeks of December. We don't know what unit we're going to be on just yet. We have the name of our instructor. They give us like a calendar of when our assignments are going to be doing, things like that. But I mean, we don't know what floor we're going to be on. The clinicals that we were on for fundamental, the floor we were on for fundamental clinical is a rehab floor. It was pretty cool. We got to do a lot of really awesome stuff on our floor. Granted, it was like hectic, crazy. We had a lot of like schedule conflicts with instructors and things like that, but it worked out in the end. Because we got to do so much. There's a lot of other people that didn't have those other conflicts with their instructors, but they didn't really have any opportunity to put anything that we learned in lab or in class in general, in didactic, to put it to the test. And we got to do catheters, we got to do wound care, we got to do bladder scans, we got to do insertion removals, we got to just a bunch of stuff. We got to do AccuChecks and things, you know, just we got to actually do things, which was great. We were pretty busy, like pretty much every day we were there. we were like 10,000 steps, 11,000, 12,000. And of course, because you're there on the floor, maybe the first day, you know, not everybody enjoys having a student, but then after a while, when they figure out that you can do some of their stuff and lighten their workload, oh, trust me, they're gonna push it off on you. Like, oh, can you do this? Can you do that? Can you do this? Can you do that? We were doing everything over there. And we're helping the CNAs out too, because it was not enough CNAs for the floor, the amount of work that they actually had to do, the amount of patients that they had on the floor, and things like that. But then we had occupational therapy there, physical therapy there, so we got to see some of that. We got to see speech therapy for our CVA patients, which was one of the patients that I took on, to see what CVA actually does and how you can redevelop speech with an SLP. And it was just really, really cool. It was really cool. So I'm pretty excited to see what we are going to do for the next time around. Hopefully it's another one of the floors where we get to actually put some real life practice time into it, and where we actually get to be really hands-on. So I'm excited. Oh yeah, we got to do IVs and stuff too. I didn't even say that. Oh my gosh, I'm super excited. So I'm like really, really looking forward to, I don't know, like just doing it. Like I'm super excited. Of course it's nerve-wracking a little bit. Like, okay, I don't want to I don't want to tie the tourniquet too loosely. I don't want to, hopefully I can find the vein. I don't have any problems with that. Like little crazy stuff that you know is not going to happen. Like what are the chances that your tourniquet's not tight enough for the vein to, you know, to surface? Pretty slim, because you're going to see like, oh, I can't find it. And whomever is there with you, whether it be another nurse or your instructor, is going to be like, okay, well, your tourniquet's too loose, you need to try it again and let's look for the vein. Like, of course they're going to stop you. But making sure you get your meds right, giving it an injection. Like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. It's going to be super cool. What else? That's pretty much it for like school as far as that goes. I'm excited to go home. It's almost Thanksgiving, so we're having a Friendsgiving tomorrow. That's why I'm making a rum cake. I'm doing some stuffed shells, you know, gonna whip it up real quick in the kitchen. Whip it. And then towards the weekend, I'll go home. It'll be nice, because I haven't been like home with my parents and family and stuff like that in a long time, because I don't live with them anymore in the same state. So it's gonna be nice to go home. What else? Oh my gosh, I don't know. I don't know, look at this hideous pimple. Okay, so my skin's super sensitive, right? So I normally use the same like facial moisturizer since forever, but I kind of ran out of it, and I was like, okay, I wonder what's all the hype about coconut oil, if it's gonna work, if it's gonna like break me out, or however that's gonna go. I mean, I do have like another one on this side, so maybe it's like I need to wash my pillowcase because they're both on the same side. But I mean, it didn't really mess up my skin, if you can see. It's not like, I have a couple little dots right here too. It's not really messed up, but I need to go back to what I know, because I don't really think this is doing that much. Like coconut oil, the good thing about it is that it's really light. It's actually not heavy on my face, but the problem that I do notice is that I kind of dry, like my skin kind of looks dry towards the middle of the day. It's not heavy enough sometimes. And normally I use the what is it, I think it's Oil of Olay, the sensitive skin. It's like a skin lotion, so it's still really light. It's cream based, it's still really light, but it's heavy enough to where my face doesn't look dry towards the middle of the day. But right now it's actually starting to get cold. Like at night, drops down like to the 50s, which, okay, depending on where you're at, that's not really cold. But when it's normally 117 and 115, 50 is freaking cold. So I gotta deal with that. And let's see, what else? I don't know. I'm excited for me to do like some winter, sorry, I keep getting distracted. Excited to do like some winter shopping, get sweaters and things like that. And then I guess it's kind of my Christmas gift, maybe, I don't know. But my boyfriend said that I need to go on vacation because he knows that I'm really stressed out, and I've been really stressed, and I just need to relax. I was like, heck yeah, like I'm glad somebody knows, like, you know what I'm saying? But so we're gonna go on a trip. So I have to get a couple things for that. The weather there is not going to be like super hot,